light had thinned into a pale blue hush when Mary and Joseph finally reached the outskirts of Bethlehem. The air tasted of frost and wood smoke, and every rooftop held a quiet shimmer of silver morning waiting to rise. Their steps were slow, their bodies worn from the long road, yet something in the air felt expectant, a stillness that carried more than silence. The town was crowded, its streets filled with travelers seeking rest, warmth, or any corner that would shelter them from the deepening cold. Joseph knocked on doors with humility in his voice, asking only for space, even the smallest room. But every answer was the same, a gentle refusal, a regretful shake of the head, a house already full. And Mary leaned on him, her breath catching in quiet waves as the weight of the moment tightened around her. But she did not tremble, her eyes, though tired, held a calm light as if she knew a place was waiting, though unseen to them both. A soft voice called out from the far edge of the street, an older man tending his animals, his lantern glowing warm in the dimming air. He watched them with a look that carried both concern and kindness. "I have no room inside," he said, wiping his hands on his cloak, "but there is shelter in the stable. It is humble, but it is warm, and you are welcome to rest." Mary nodded, relief brushing across her features like a breeze over quiet water. Joseph thanked the man with a bowed head as they followed him to the small shelter nestled behind his home. The stable breathed with gentle sounds, the rustle of hay, the shifting of animals, the soft rhythm of calm, patient life. Warmth rose from the straw, wrapping them in an earthy embrace, far softer than the cold streets outside. Mary settled into a bed of fresh hay, its scent comforting, its texture gentle beneath her. Joseph hurried to prepare the space, lighting a small oil lamp that painted the walls in gold. The flame flickered as if greeting them. Mary placed her hands on her belly, feeling a strong, certain movement that told her the moment had come. The world outside was quiet, so quiet that even the wind seemed to pause in reverence. Joseph knelt beside her, his heart full, his breath trembling with awe and responsibility. Time stretched thin, the night holding its breath, as Mary brought forth her child into the gentle glow of lamplight and straw. The stable filled with dawn before the sun had risen, a dawn made not of sky or fire, but of a newborn cry, soft as breaking light. Mary lifted him close, her arms trembling with wonder, her eyes glistening like water touched by morning. Joseph watched with reverence, a quiet surrender filling every corner of him. They wrapped the child in strips of cloth, the fabric warming quickly around his small form. Joseph placed him gently in the manger, a cradle shaped from rough wood, softened by layers layers of straw. It was simple, yet in that moment it felt like the center of the world. Mary leaned close, her breath mingling with his, her voice a whisper, woven with the tenderness of 1,000 unspoken prayers. Joseph rested beside her, their shoulders touching, their hearts steady, listening to the soft rhythm of the child's breathing. Outside, the first hints of dawn stretched across the horizon, turning the edges of the sky a pale gold inside. Light swelled not from the rising sun, but from the quiet holiness held within that humble shelter. The animal stirred softly, as if sensing something wondrous, something gentle and eternal, woven into the straw. And in the stillness of that stable, Mary and Joseph sat together, wrapped in the fragile, powerful peace of a moment that would echo far beyond the walls of their small, borrowed refuge. The world remained unaware for a few breaths longer that hope itself had just opened its eyes.
Before the first cry touched the air, the night stretched wide across the hills, calm as a sleeping river under winter's breath. Shepherds watched the pale horizon, listening to the muted rustle of the grass, unaware that heaven was already rising like a hidden tide. I walked along that silence in my thoughts, imagining the world holding its breath, while every star leaned closer, waiting for the moment when eternity would open like a softened dawn. I pictured Mary resting her hand on her heart, feeling the rhythm of promise awakening inside her, the quiet certainty that the night would never be the same again. And Joseph steady as a cedar, guiding her gently through the cold, trusting the unseen path laid before their feet. All creation seemed gathered in one trembling expectation, a whisper in the fields, a stirring in the air that told of something more than hope, something alive, drawing near, ready to break through the shadows like the gentle birth of morning light. Where the quiet stars were waiting, heaven opened like a flame. In the stillness of the midnight, love arrived without a name. Through the hush of endless ages came the child the prophets knew, where the quiet stars were waiting. Light was born and broke the blue. I imagine the long road they traveled, Dust resting on their robes, the steady pulse of faith guiding each uncertain mile. Bethlehem was crowded, restless, unaware of the miracle pressing at its doors. Yet in a humble place where animals breathed warmth into the cold air, the story of every generation was woven into flesh. The manger, rough with years of use, became a cradle for glory hidden in simplicity. No velvet banners, no royal summons, only the soft glow of lantern light and the steady beating of two faithful hearts outside. The wind stirred through the olive branches as if carrying the angels' first quiet rehearsal, preparing the earth for the chorus soon to burst across the sky. And somewhere far beyond the hills, wise men traced the message etched in the heavens, following a star that burned with purpose, its fire guiding them like a compass of divine wonder. Every moment, every breath, every trembling step pointed toward the child who would mend the broken edges of the world. Where the quiet stars were waiting, heaven opened like a flame. In the stillness of the midnight, love arrived without a name. Through the hush of endless ages came the child the prophets knew, where the quiet stars were waiting. Light was born and broke the blue. And I think of how the world still aches, how hearts still wander in the night, but the same dawn that reached the manger still whispers through our darkest places, calling us toward its gentle light. So I hold this story close, not as a tale told only in winter, but as a living fire that continues to breathe across time. I hear the echo of angels in the rustling leaves, in the soft river's murmur, in the hush before every sunrise. I imagine standing near that manger, watching the small, steady breaths of the child who would one day speak peace into storms, lift the broken from the dust, and carry the weight of every wandering soul. His first tear sanctified the air, his first gaze unveiled the quiet kindness of heaven. And even now, centuries later, his light still moves like a patient river through the shadows of the world, reminding us that hope was not merely born, it remains, it grows, it calls. And when the night feels deep, I remember that sacred moment when stars lean close to earth and the world was forever changed. Where the quiet stars were waiting, heaven opened like a flame. In the stillness of the midnight, love arrived without a name. Through the hush of endless ages came the child who made all things new. Where the quiet stars were waiting, light broke forth and broke us through. The night was still trembling from the echo of wings when the shepherds began their hurried steps across the open fields. They carried nothing
with the warmth of their cloaks, and the memory of light that had shattered the darkness. Light so pure it felt like music made visible. I picture their breath rising in pale clouds, mingling with the fading shimmer of the angelic song that had sent them running through the cold. The grass bent beneath their feet like a path unfolding, guiding them toward a promise they had never thought they'd witness. With each step, wonder swelled like a river breaking free from winter's grip, and fear melted into something softer, something holy, something that felt like being known. The hills around them seemed to lean inward, as though creation itself wanted to watch them cross the threshold of eternity, unfolding in a manger's cradle. They carried lanterns that flickered against the wind, tiny flames reflecting the glory still burning in their eyes, urging them forward into the heart of the night. Carry a lantern into dawn, follow the whisper of heaven's call. Where shadows tremble, light moves on, guiding the meek, lifting the small. Hold to the glow that leads you near, for love was born to cast out fear. Carry a lantern into dawn, where hope began for all. Imagine the shepherds slowing as they reach the stable, their hearts pounding like drums echoing through the quiet earth. The air was warm with the scent of hay, of animals shifting gently in the low glowing light. And there at the center of that humble shelter, they found the child, small still, wrapped in cloths softer than morning fog. Mary lifted her gaze, weary yet shining with the tender strength of a new mother, and Joseph's hands rested near her with steady protection. The lantern's glow danced across the wooden beams, as if bowing before the child who needed no crown to reveal his royalty. The shepherds knelt not out of tradition, but instinct, drawn by a peace that felt older than stars. They whispered their awe in trembling voices, offering the only gifts they had, their presence, their gratitude, their unpolished hearts. And in that quiet, the world felt newly born, like every sorrow had loosened its grip for a moment, long enough to taste redemption. Carry a lantern into dawn, follow the whisper of heaven's call. Where shadows tremble, light moves on, guiding the meek, lifting the small. Hold to the glow that leads you near, for love was born to cast out fear. Carry a lantern into dawn, where hope began for all. And I think of how we still wander, searching through our nights for meaning. But like them, we are led by glimmers, small lights that pull us toward the healing that waited in a manger's cradle and still waits in every seeking soul. When the shepherds left, they carried more than stories. They carried transformation. The fields they returned to were the same, yet utterly different, for the night no longer felt empty. Every breeze seemed to hum with the memory of the angels' chorus. Every star seemed brighter, every shadow softened by the glow they now carried inside them. And I imagine how they shared their tale, voices trembling with excitement, eyes bright with the fire of revelation. They became the first to speak of the child, whose arrival would bend history, whose breath would stir the stillness of human longing into a living flame. And across the centuries, their lanterns remain symbols of what happens when the humble encounter the divine. Even now, in our wandering nights, I believe the same light calls us on. We're gentle as a sunrise, brushing the horizon, persistent as hope, refusing to fade. Their steps echo in our own, reminding us that the smallest flame can lead us to the heart of dawn. Carry your lantern into dawn. Follow the whisper of heaven's call. Where shadows tremble, light moves on, guiding the meek, lifting the small. Hold to the glow that leads you near, for love was born to cast out fear. Carry your lantern into dawn, and let its warmth restore us all.
The night stretched wide across the hills, carrying the faint hum of distant footsteps, and the settling calm that follows great wonder after the shepherds return to their fields. The land grew quiet again, yet something in the air changed, like the sky itself had exhaled and found relief. I imagine Mary resting in the dim glow of the stable lantern, her eyes tracing the soft breaths of her newborn child. Joseph paced gently nearby, hands steady but spirit trembling with the weight of mysteries he could barely understand. Outside, the stars lean low, as if drawn toward the warmth of that fragile light upon the straw. A silence settled, deep and reverent, not empty but full, like the hush before dawn breaks open the horizon. And in the distance, the world continued turning, unaware that hope had already begun its hidden work. Snow from the higher hills drifted softly through the stable door, melting on the ground like small blessings delivered by winter itself. When the stars lean low, heaven touched the earth below. In a cradle woven with hay, light quietly learned to stay. Oh, the night held its breath to see how love would move so silently. When the stars lean low, a child made the darkness glow. I see Mary lifting her son,
pressing her cheek against his soft skin, listening to the rhythm of a heartbeat that held eternity inside its fragile chamber. She whispered words not meant for the world, words shaped by all exhaustion and a strength she never knew. She carried Joseph, knelt beside her, tracing the grain of the wooden manger as though trying to anchor himself in something steady outside. Animals shifted gently, their breaths rising in pale threads that mingled with the warmth of the small fire. The air smelled of cedar straw and quiet holiness, and though they did not yet know the full story unfolding around them, I imagine they felt the pulse of something vast, like standing at the edge of the sea at night, hearing waves they cannot see but know are there, moving with purpose. The child slept with a calm that seemed older than the stars themselves, his presence filling the humble space with a peace that made even the wind pause. When the stars lean low, heaven touched the earth below. In a cradle woven with hay, light quietly learned to stay. Oh, the night held its breath to see how love would move so silently. When the stars lean low, a child made the darkness glow. And I wonder how many nights we walk beneath skies heavy with questions, hoping for a sign as gentle as the quiet breath of a newborn. How often we miss the miracles because they come softly, wrapped not in thunder, but in tenderness. As the hours passed, the first hints of dawn stretched pale fingers across the sky. The stable walls shimmered with the faint blush of early morning. Mary watched as the rising light settled across her child's face. Joseph opened the door to the crisp breath of a waking world, birds stirring in distant trees, the muted murmur of a village unaware of what had taken place in the night. But inside, everything had changed. The boundaries between heaven and earth had thinned, blending like watercolor in a rain-soaked stream. The child stirred and Mary drew him close, sensing that every step from this moment forward would be touched by wonder and shadow, joy and sorrow all intertwined. And yet she felt no fear, only the deep, steadying warmth of trust, rising like dawn through her weary bones. For even as the world slept, love had entered its story in the quietest way. And the stars, still lingering, bowed in shimmering reverence before retreating into the morning light. When the stars lean low, heaven touched the earth below. In a cradle woven with hay, light quietly learned to stay. Oh, the night held its breath to see how love would move so silently. When the stars lean low, a child made the darkness glow.
softly over the small town, spilling pale gold across the rooftops and stirring the quiet rhythm of waking life after the wonder of the night. Mary and Joseph prepared for their first steps into a world forever changed. The child rested against Mary's chest, warm and peaceful, wrapped in simple cloth. Joseph gathered what little they carried, each movement careful, reverent, as though every sound might disturb the fragile glow surrounding them. Outside, the earth was still cool with traces of lingering night, and a faint breeze carried the scent of cedar and fresh soil. The world had returned to its ordinary hum, yet something within it pulsed differently, like the deep note of a hidden song rising beneath everything. As they stepped from the stable into the early light, even the dust beneath their feet seemed brighter, warmed by the promise of a story only beginning to unfold. On the road of early dawn, where the quiet leads us on, every shadow fades away with the promise of a brighter day. Light is young, the world reborn, hope awakens with the morn. On the road of early dawn, love walks before us, steady and strong. They move slowly, not in fear but in wonder, as though each moment carried its own soft miracle. Mary watched her child's small fingers curl gently toward the light, as if reaching for the warmth that lay ahead. Joseph walked beside her, steadying her steps, his heart shaped by a devotion he could not fully voice. They passed by homes, still quiet lamps burning low inside, unaware that history breathed in the arms of a young mother walking past their doors. A few animals stirred in their pens, lifting their heads at the sound of soft footsteps. Birds began to gather on the branches overhead, their songs weaving through the cool air like threads of silver. The sun climbed higher, painting the world in hues of amber and rose. And though the path before them was uncertain, they felt the gentle assurance of being carried, as though invisible hands guided their way through the stillness of the morning. On the road of early dawn, where the quiet leads us on, every shadow fades away with the promise of a brighter day. Light is young, the world reborn, hope awakens with the morn. On the road of early dawn, love walks before us, steady and strong. With each step, Mary felt the weight of tenderness settle more deeply within her, and knowing that her child, though small and fragile, carried a purpose vast as the mountains rising in the distance. She whispered soft melodies to him, lullabies shaped by hope and courage, her voice drifting gently over the path. Joseph glanced at her often, humbled by the quiet strength radiating from her tired yet luminous face. The road curved toward fields brushed with winter's breath,
And the child stirred faintly, eyes blinking open, to a world bathed in morning fire. For a moment, time felt suspended, frost melting on leaves, birds circling overhead, the sky stretching wide and endless. It was as if creation itself paused to welcome the one who would walk its valleys, rivers and hills with healing in his shadow. Their journey was only beginning, yet they carried within them the echo of a night when heaven bent low to meet the earth. And sometimes the roads we take feel quiet, narrow, strange and unknown. Yet if we listen closely, we will hear the soft pulse of destiny, guiding our weary feet toward places where light awakens even the darkest soil. On the road of early dawn, where the quiet leads us on, every shadow fades away with the promise of a brighter day. Light is young, the world reborn,